What's going on, guys? This is John here. Today, I'm going to talk about how to um, get free leads from the county websites. We're looking at today, I'm going to talk about absentee owner lists, which is a pretty good list, a real good list to find. And as we all know, that if you ain't got leads, you ain't got a business. So a couple of you guys asked me how I get my free list, so I'm going to show you guys, and hopefully this helps you out. You can do this pretty much in any county that provides online data. They put the list of the residential properties right online, so we can just grab them, and I'll show you how to separate the ones that the properties where there's absentee owners. And what is absentee owner? It's an owner that doesn't live in the property, basically. So the theory is that we believe they're landlords or they don't live there for other reasons, but we can target to the landlords, or we can target to, uh, hey guys, I want to buy your house if you're tired of, being a landlord, or hey, just a generic message saying, uh, I'm interested in your house at 123 Main Street. If you'd like to sell it, give me a call, or call my recorded message, right? Um, okay, so here we go. Like I said, you can do this anywhere, but for this example, it's gonna be um, Tarrant County, so, Fort Worth area. I'll start from the very beginning, fire up the browser here, and we're going to search um, Tarrant, Tarrant CAD, right? Uh, Central Appraisal District, so there it is right there, Tarrant Appraisal District, TAD online, tad.org. You want to get the one that says org. You get all the other searches, they're not really the county, but this one is. Okay, so Tarrant Appraisal District online. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the data. So, in all these tabs here, there's the data, and we'll go with the standard. And this is a little bit, it could be a little bit different in each of the county, but I'm just showing you Tarrant County, but it's, the navigation might be different, but if they're online, it's in a big county, chances are that you can find the data. So we're looking at the data here, property data revised 5/6/17. So it's fairly up to date. I'm going to open that up. Formatting of current data. Okay, so there is a delimited vertical bar, so it tells us how it's delimited. All right, so in Excel, when we fire it up, we're going to delimit it by the vertical bar. Can be downloaded here, property full. We don't care about the full right now. Full has the commercial and the vacant land, and if you guys want to look at that too, I mean, that's good. But for today, we're looking at residential data. So houses, single family houses, right? So you click on that, it'll download. And this file takes a few minutes. I'm not going to make you watch me download. I've downloaded it previously, so I've got it here. Got it here. Let's see. Here in my Tarrant folder. Okay, so it comes in this zip file here. So when I extract all, it'll tell me where I want it and replace. So it's going to extract these files into the one file right there. So we've got, it's a pretty big file. It's 243 megs, but Excel can handle that size, especially since we just picked residential. So property data R, property data residential. I'm going to change that name so in the future I know what it is. That is the Tarrant Residential 2017. Okay, so I want to open that up with Excel, fire up my Excel here. And from that description that the county gave us, we know that it is a vertical bar limited. And I call it a pipe symbol, but whatever. So I navigate to where I saved that file. So browse right here. navigate to where, try that again, navigate to where the file is located. Come on. File, open, browse. Let's look for it. Documents, I put it into the other documents. Put into real estate, leads, Tarrant, property, and all files. You pick all files here or else it won't show you any of the files. It defaults to Excel files, so we click on all files and there's our file right there. Open that up, and it's choose the file type. We want delimited, just like the county told us it was delimited. And this might be different for each county, by the way, but in this county we'll see that. My data has headers. You can see that first line right there. It has the headers, so the appraisal year, account number, all that stuff. So I'm going to click this. My data has headers. And click next. And we're going to pick the delimiter. So it's not a tab delimiter. You can see the data preview here. It would stick that all in one row. So make sure that you put other, and remember the vertical bar, it's the shift backslash. That's what that is. So you can see how that changed, right? How now you can see the separate fields in that table. So we click next and finish. Not going to get too crazy here. So it's opening the residential file here, and it's converting it into, it's importing the data basically, right? So it'll import the data, and once it gets imported, we'll be able to view it and play with the data in an Excel file. And you can do this in any type of, if you don't have Excel, you can do it in Access or probably Google Docs somehow, but this is just what I'm used to here. So well, I'm just going to show you in Excel. But and a lot of people use Excel, and it's pretty much the standard spreadsheet of what companies use, as far as I know. So that's what I'm using. That's what I'm used to. So once this thing gets fired up, I'll show you that what we do here. And like I said, you can do this in pretty much any county that has data out on the internet for public consumption, because it's public data. I mean, all the data aggregators and stuff, that they get this stuff just like what I'm showing you here. They might have a direct feed, and they might get fancy with it, bring it into their database, clean it up for you, and do anything, do the scripting and cleanup that we're going to do. But I'll show you how to do it for free. Okay, so the data got populated here. What we want to do is, since all this is here, we want to put it into a table. Insert table. My table has headers. Yes, okay. So now we have it in this nice table here. So I'm going to save this so I don't have to do it again, because I'm just paranoid. Save this as, and we're going to save it as an Excel file, Excel workbook, right? Boom. Excel workbook, Tarrant Residential 2017. That's good. Okay, and it's going to take some time saving, but believe me, it's worth it. You don't want to have to redo it every time. I save your files every now and then. It doesn't hurt, so you don't have to redo everything. It takes a minute for it to save. I mean, but it's a pain because this file is so big. But we do what we got to do, and it goes by pretty fast. Go get up, get you some coffee or tea or whatever, and just wait for it to save there. All right. So once it saves, what we're going to do is the comparison of fields. So let's take a look here, and we'll see what we have. So right now we've got residential. I'm guessing that residential property type. I'm not sure what the RP means, but I'm figuring R is residential. Appraisal year, guess what? That's appraisal year 2017. Okay. The account number on each record is unique from the county. So when you're, and also depending on the county, they have different sizes, lengths of the account number. So if you're typing it into the search on the web, I'll show you that here in a little bit, if I don't forget. If they say it's a 17 digit, they say it's a 17 digit number, and you only have 4 digits, you put those other digits as zeros in front of the number. It's just a little trick there. But anyway, we've got the data in. So what data we have? We got the record type, sequence number, don't know what that is, PIDN, ID number. So what we're looking for is we've got the owner's name. This is the important stuff right here. Owner information, right? Owner information, right? This is anything that says owner is owner information. We've got the name, address, city, state, zip, zip +4, don't really care. CRTD, don't know. Situs address. So in all these county files, right, situs means the property address. I don't know why they call it. I don't know what that means, but it's the property address, where the address is located. Another thing we want to look at is the TAD map. So that's the Tarrant Appraisal District map. That's where it is on the map. When we fire up the map, I'll show you why this is significant. That field is significant. MapsCo, if you're driving, you want to know where the map is, unless you just pull on your phone. That's probably old school. Back in the day when we didn't have Google Maps and stuff like that, we had to open this thing called a map, and it was a big piece of paper, or MapsCo, that it was a book with all the maps in it. And it showed what page was on the MapsCo. Anyway, legal description, it will give you the legal description of the address, county, of course, Tarrant County, city, school district, which is good, the deed date, which is important. So if you're looking for maybe houses with equity, right? So that might be a good idea. Hopefully I'll show you that if I don't forget. So you want to look for maybe 10 years, right? So it's 20, right now it's May 7th, 2017. So you want to filter, because right now we've got tons of records, right? We've got a whole bunch of records there. So we're looking at, I'll tell you exactly how many records we got. We got 59,985. You're not going to mail to all that, right? But we hadn't filtered it out. So the first thing we're going to do, well, we're going to look at these fields. Okay, so deed date, land value, improvement value, total value. So if you're looking for houses that are, not above, say 250,000 or 300,000, or you don't want to hit the jumbo loan amount for whatever it is, 418, 413, whatever that number is in Texas. I try and stay below 300,000, just because the hot properties are, in the 200,000. 300,000 is still good, but it's just not my thing. You can pick it. You can do it if you want. Number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. So, if you want to filter that out. Year built, which is important. I always go 1978 or higher, so you can filter out. I'll do all this here in a bit, but first thing we want to do is look through the field and see what we have. The living area, how many square feet is the living area, right? If they got a pool, land acres, land square feet, agriculture, central heating, central air indicator. I don't really mess with that too much, but you can. Appraisal date, appraised value. So that's all the records we have to play with. So the important thing is, like I was saying at the beginning, sorry guys for jumping around, but I get kind of excited doing this stuff here, kind of weird. The owner information, right? And the situs information. So what did I say before? I said the difference is, right, the owner address being different from the property address. That's how you know it's an absentee owner. They don't live there, right? They don't live there. So what we need to do is we need to compare this to this. So 704 East Weatherford, 704 East Weatherford. This address here compared to this address here. Okay, so we want to get all of the ones where the owner address, where they don't live at the property address. So how are we going to do that? I'll tell you. I'll tell you how we're going to do that. We're going to create a new field here. Create this new field. Insert a new field. Okay. We're going to call that absentee. Okay. Absentee. And we're going to say true if it's an absentee, false if it's not an absentee. So we're going to get our list, right? All right. So I'm going to say, and click in this cell right here, go up to the formula bar, we're going to say equal. Okay, we're going to say if, and this will give you the logical, this will give you the syntax of what you have to type. If, so I'm going to click on here, the owner address equals the situs address, comma, we're going to say false because it's not an absentee, right? Otherwise, it's going to be true. And that's all the Excel typing you need to do for this. You know, in some counties it might be different, but you know, you can just go look in Excel for the if statement, you know, look in the Google, and then we're going to enter, right? So we want to say, if this address is this address, then false. It's not absentee. This should say, okay, so this one says, this one should be true. It's an absentee. This one should say false, and you're going to get this a lot. You're like, oh man, it doesn't work. Don't forget this step right here. This is the trick step, right? Sometimes there's spaces, hidden characters in these fields here. This could have a space or whatever. So go back in here, back where the, after the parentheses, and put trim. Okay, trim. We're going to trim the address, and go to the end of that field. Okay, boom, trim, right? Trim. Trim means get rid of all the empty spaces and stuff at the beginning and the end of that field. So we're going to trim. You see how that how we got the hint, the syntax correction. So trim, and then we're going to enter again. So just, you know, reverse, you know, rewind the video and see what I did. I just put trim in front of the field name, trim in front of the field name. So now we see, is this an absentee? Boom, that's not an absentee. False, it is not an absentee. Is this one an absentee? Yes, that is. So that it is working, right? We're going to see a couple of other ones, 110 East, false. So we're going to filter this by the absentee owners. So now you see we have 190,430 absentee owners out of 593,000. We just cut all that stuff out of there. So that's pretty good. I would save this, but I don't want to take up any more of your time. And you're like, dude, I can't mail to 190,000 people. I'm like, yeah, no, I understand. And you shouldn't. You know, you want to target specifically an area. So how do you target an area? So like I said before, what we want to do, that we're going to come back to this TAD map right here. The area that you want to figure out, you know, you want to target the area. So you already have an area in mind. But if you don't, I'll let you know. Let's see here. So we're going to go back to the appraisal district. We're going to go to the interactive maps. And all these counties have these interactive maps too, right? So let's look around. I know that in Tarrant County, an area that's pretty hot right now is Arlington. Arlington is really jumping and hopping right now. And you can see, let's look here. What are we legend. We want layer list. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff here that we don't want to see. We want to see. We want to see. We don't want to see the abstracts. That's all. We want to get rid of some of this clutter. Okay, so it looks a whole lot better now. Abstracts. We want to see the city limits. We don't really necessarily care about schools unless that's what you're targeting for. You say, oh, that school, I want to target all the addresses around that school. You would pick schools, but we're not doing that for this example. I mean, but you can use your imagination and kind of figure out, you know, what you want to do. And you can do the same with subdivision, or grid. So right now we're going to do the grid. Arlington, let's see here. Let's push this up a little bit. I know this area here, there's, get rid of that data. See where all that data is? I don't want to see all that. Okay. Let's see, this looks like a pretty good neighborhood right here just for this example. It's got some good houses and stuff in there. Good houses and good houses. There's that. 212384. Okay, so what we're going to do, go back over here in this TAD map. What did we say? 2110, 20, 2120, 2120-384. 2123. Okay, so we filtered that. So we have 390, a much better list to mail to. But that, it still might be a lot for you. So, like I said before, we can narrow this list down. Super target your list to have the higher response rate. And so let's look here. What do we want to do? Like I said before, this list here, we want to say, okay, properly class A, C, so these are the beat down ones. We want to see A class is good, C class is beat down, basically. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but just from looking top down. So the neighborhood, Brasher edition, Broadmoor edition is Arlington. Arlington, that's good. Okay, notice date, deed date. Okay, so I'm going to filter out, I'm going to say date filters. I'm going to say before first, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to make sure that this is a date field. So I'm going to format this cell into a date. Okay, just to make sure that it's a date field. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to say I'm trying to look for household equity, right? So before, okay, so 10 years maybe, 2017 now, so 2007. So 5, 7, 27, before that, right? Okay, that's when the deed date. If the house didn't sell, that means when did the deed get recorded, right? So the deed got recorded before 2007. That's what I put. And you don't have to do that, I mean, that's just something I do. I mean, but it got down to 175, so I mean, that's much, much more manageable. That can be a good list to mail to, but you know what? I'm going to say that for the total value, I'm going to say less than 300,000. Shit, I'm going to say less than 250,000. Okay, 250,000. So 173, less than 250,000. The year built, I'm going to say greater than 1977. Greater than 1977. That's 23. So that's not enough. That's not enough. So I'm going to go back and take my filter out. Either you can take your filter out of this, or you can add another. What you probably want to do. I mean, this is a good thing here. What you want to do probably is you want to get another block of addresses, right? So let's look over here. We're looking for another block of addresses. So we would add 2120, 388 to our list. What you really want to do, right? So go back to that TAD. What did I say? TAD map, and you would add you 120. You would add you a few, right? Add some and see what happens, right? Add some. I want to mail at least a few hundred, right? So add a bigger area. There's 93, and then you go back and you add some more that are pretty close in that direction. Go back to the map, and you would add. You know, so you play with the data, right? You play with it to the granularity that you want, right? Total value, garage, number of bedrooms and baths, right? I mean, 8 bedrooms, geez, man. I don't know what? 4 bedrooms, you know, so 84. So you go back and you add some more. Let's add a few more parts of the map. I don't know what you call them, but we're going to add some parts to the map. And we want to see the adjoining neighborhoods, right? So maybe we want to just add this chunk right here and see what we get. All right, 275. So we added probably, I'm doing it real fast, but you can do it, you know, you can write these down, you know, these numbers like I did, and you can probably got this chunk of Arlington. So we probably got a good chunk of Arlington in those TAD map chunks there. So 275 records. I mean, that would be something that I would do if you got more money. You know, you can spin that out. So you would save this file here, and then you would use it as your mail merge document. So you would, and I'll show you that later. This video is getting a little bit long, but if you want me to, comment below and say, yeah, show me your mail merge document and how you mail merge it. Okay, so I will definitely do that if it's of interest to anybody. But you know, mail merge is a mail merge, right? You just pick your fields. You would say, you know, hey, I want to buy your house at 1204 Thanich Drive, right? And say, I can't do it. Put the owner's address in there and say, owner's name. Put the owner's name. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. I'm interested. I love the neighborhood you're in or whatever, and I'm interested in buying your house at 1204 Thanich Drive. If you're interested in selling your house, I can buy it quick and close at the time of your convenience, or whatever you want to say, whatever you've got in your marketing piece, right? Please give me a call. It might be a good idea to set up a 24-hour information line. You know, some people do, some people don't. Whatever you want to do, of course. But the purpose of this video is to show you how to get free leads, and that took us 30 minutes, right? I mean, and once you get to do it, right, it goes a lot faster. obviously. I'm sitting here explaining it to you, but if I was just doing it, it'd probably take me 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. So, if you got any questions, comment below, subscribe to me, and I'll give you some more advice. Just give me some comments, like this video, and share. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys, and be great. Thanks a lot.